Hi friends, welcome to Happy Kids India. My name is Krishna Mohan. Thanks for joining this Python course. This is the first session in our live Python training series. As this is the first session, I want to briefly introduce about myself and why I started this course. I did my master's in computer science and engineering, and I've been working with computers for last 25 years. And I'm from a city called Visakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh, India. If you want to introduce about yourself, you can write your profession and your hometown or location. Do not write any other personal details in the comments or live chat. There are many people who do not have the computer. They are attending this course with their mobile phones. So I want to hide myself from the screen so that they can watch it very clearly. I have designed this course in such a way that people can attend these training sessions even from their mobile phones. Steve Jobs once said, "Everybody in this country should learn to program a computer because it teaches you how to think." The coding skills develop the logical thinking capability, and that logical thinking capability helps us everywhere. The main trigger why I started this course is that, especially in India, there is a new national educational policy is getting adopted from the year 2021, which mandates learning coding skills right from 6th standard. There is a lot of emphasis on digital literacy across the globe so that people will get employment and the economy will get boosted. Other aspects, of course, I want to provide the high quality education for everybody, and I want to participate in the idea of decommercializing the education. Of course, I want to build my personal brand and I want to get monetized in the YouTube. I do not want to charge anything from my students. I already made a separate video. You can watch why Python is so popular. The main aspect is the simplicity. Anybody can learn coding using Python programming language. That is the main aspect. And the second aspect is it is a multi-purpose. It will be useful for everyone. In whichever field you are, it will be useful. You need not be a software engineer for this. If you are a doctor, you can maintain your patient records. If you are an accountant, you can maybe generate your pay slips or income tax form 16 or something. Automation is one of the important area why a lot of people are interested in Python. So you can automate your boring and repetitive tasks. So this is the most important area why people are learning Python. So another aspect I want to stress upon is the commitment. Every week, please spend about 40 minutes to attend this course completely on every Sunday. And of course, you will have to practice on your own leisure. Whenever you are free, you can practice. I can assure you, if you are with me for the next 3 months, you can start coding better than an engineering graduate. Before moving on to the course, I want to ask you, if you are new to this channel, if you have not already subscribed, please press the subscribe button and also press the bell icon so that you will get the notifications. I also request you to like our videos if you like the content or dislike it if you do not like it, and put your feedback in the comments whether you like it or you do not like it. And also please share with your friends, and I will also give the links so that you can join the Facebook Python forum. You can ask any questions and anyone can answer your questions there. And you can also like my Facebook page. I'll give all these details in the description. For today's session, I'm going to use the online compiler for Python. In the Google address bar, type onlinegdb.com and enter. And once you are in the website, on the top right hand corner, choose Python. You can see so many languages. Choose Python 3. You can see the template code for Python. One line code, print hello world. So I am removing this so that we can write from the scratch. It is a tradition in any programming language to print a message called hello world in the first program. Let us write it ourselves. Print. Print is the command or function to output something to the screen, to your computer screen. After typing print, use parenthesis, and within the parenthesis either use double quotes or single quotes, and within a set of single quotes or double quotes type your message hello world. Now click on run. So you can see the output hello world got printed to the screen. We have written our first Python program. So here I can also use single quotes. On both sides you have to change it. I am using single quotes instead and click run. So it also prints hello world. So this is a string of characters. If you want to print a number, for example, I'm writing another print statement, print. I'm writing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, some number. If you want to print a number, you need not use single quotes or double quotes. So I click run. You can see this first print statement prints hello world. The second print statement prints a number. This number is an integer number because this does not have any decimal points, decimal point or fractional points. Let us also print a fractional number. Print 1, 2, 3 dot 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So after the dot there are so many fractional points. So this is called a floating point number. So here I will write the comments here. For comments you can use this hash symbol. This is a to print a string of characters. So print hello world. This function or this statement prints a string of characters, and the next statement to print an integer number. Here we are printing an integer number, and the third statement to print a floating number. Floating number is also called fractional number. Now I click on run. So you can see the first statement prints hello world, second statement prints 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 integer number, and the third statement prints the floating point number. These comments are ignored. The moment I give hash and type something, these characters are ignored. These are only comments to the person who reads the program in order to understand this. Let us use a different method. Here I am saying name equal to within double quotes Krishna, and then I am giving age equal to 48, and here I am printing instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 I am giving name. So this is a variable name which holds the value Krishna, my name. So I am giving the name, variable name, instead of a value. Here instead of this one I am giving age. Age is another variable name which holds the value 48. So let us execute and see. So we can see when I say print name, it is printing Krishna, the value of the variable name. The next statement, print age, prints 48, the value of age. So here these are called the constants, or also called literals. This is a string constant, and this one is an integer constant or a number constant. So let me also give some other number. Say for example temperature, I am giving temp 34.5. So let us print that one also. Print temp. So I am clicking run. So this one prints 34.5 because the temp is a variable name which holds the value 34.5. So again observe these values are called the constants or literals, and these names are called the variable names or identifiers. So this name is identified by an identifier called name. This number is identified with an identifier called age, and this value 34.5 is identified with an identifier called temp. So these are also called the variable names, and these variable names, there are certain rules. This cannot be more than 79 characters. Of course, technically possible to give a big name, but there is an international standard which says these variable names or identifier names should not be more than 79 characters, and it must start with a alphabet or underscore. The underscore are used in a different purpose, or we will not use it. We can start it with an alphabet, and it can also contain underscore and any number. For example, I'm saying name underscore 1. This is fine. But if I give one age, this is not accepted because the first character cannot be a number. It can be an alphabet. For example, I say age underscore 1. This is fine. Or age 1 is fine. Age 1 underscore. This is also fine. I'm removing this. And these names, by reading this, you should be able to understand. You can give any name. I can even say n equal to Krishna, and here I can say n. So this will also print the value of n. For example, this is printing Krishna, right? We can give any name, but the person who reads should be able to understand. So give some meaningful name. And for example, this print is also a name, right? But this is a reserved word. This is Python reserved word. You cannot use Python reserved words, or these are also called keywords. You cannot use Python reserved words in your variable names or identifiers. So many people get confused with what are all these names: constants, literals, variable names, identifiers, keywords, reserved words. Many people get confused with these words. Do not worry, slowly you will get used to. Here you can see this is a chart for literals. Literals means constants. Literals are constants. See, you can see numeric constant, integer, float. We have also seen float, and there are others like complex, octal, hexadecimal. We do not need all these as of now. These two are most important: int and float, and string constants, and there is a boolean constant. There are so many, we can learn one by one. So these are the examples for constants. See, numeric literals. Int is equal to 100. For example, age is equal to 48. We gave, right? So that's a literal. Similarly, float. Float literal example 25.7 or minus 25.7. And there is also a type called long. We do not need it now. I will discuss all of these later. And there are boolean literals, which are nothing but yes or no, true or false. And there are some other special literals like none. We will discuss all those things later, but as of now we need basics. So we already discussed variable names. Name, for example, name, age, temperature, these are the variable names. This is also called identifier, but identifiers are not just variable names. These can be function names, this can be structure name, these can be class names. We will discuss all these one by one, but as of now, variable names are also called identifiers, and these are user defined. So identifiers are user defined names. We give name, right? We can also give n. we discussed. We gave age. We can also give a, I, whatever we want, whichever names we want. These are user defined names. These are called identifiers. Whereas, so these are the Python keywords, reserved words. These are the Python keywords or the reserved words. For example, we discussed print. Print is a reserved word. There are so many reserved words. Each programming language will have a certain list of reserved words. These names we cannot use as identifiers, variable names, etc. So these are the reserved words. We have to use these reserved words for a specific purpose, not for our user defined names. So we can see name, age and temp are the variable names, and Krishna 4834.5, these are the literals or constants, and print is a reserved word. Here for the variable names there are various data types, right? I am removing this. Let us discuss. For example, I give name is equal to Krishna and I want to print name. So we all know it prints Krishna. So let us also see print type of name. So name is a variable name, and what is the data type of this name? So we gave a string of characters, right? So let us see what is the data type. So you can see print name means it is printing Krishna. Print type of name, it's a string because we gave a string of characters. This name is considered as a string data type. So let us give some other variable. Let us say age equal to 45. I can even give the same name. For example, I am saying name is equal to 45. Here I am saying print name. Here what it will print? It will print 45, not Krishna, because now it is assigned 45. And let us also print the type of name. Here the type of name is not string, because we assigned a number. It should print an integer data type because it's an integer number. So let us see. Here we can see first time it is printing class string data type, and second time the same variable it prints integer data type because we have given the integer value. We have assigned integer value. The data type got changed to int. In other programming language this is not possible, but in Python same variable name can change to a different type of data type. So now for example I am giving 45.0. Now this is no more an integer. Let us see. Let us run and see. Now it says float because I gave a decimal point. Even though it is a 0, it is a floating point number, fractional number. So it got changed to fractional data type. Let us also see another data type. For example, I am saying married equal to true. And let us see print married. So what it should print? We have given the value which is a literal or constant as true. So this will print the value true. Married is assigned with a value called true. And let us also print what is the type of this. Print type of married. Married is a variable name, and let us print the data type of it. So this is a bool, means boolean, yes or no, true or false. If you give false, you can also give false. So it prints value as false and type as boolean. And this value should be, first letter should be capital, true or false. In true, T should be capital. In false, F should be capital. So we have seen 4 types of data type. String data type I'm giving here, and we have seen integer data type, and we have seen floating data type, and we have also seen bool data type. So 4 data types. And now here when we are assigning a value to variable, we are giving like this, right? Name equal to Krishna. Here spaces doesn't matter. For example, here spaces, it's not a problem. Any number of spaces you can give, it will not complain. So I'm saving. So within the value, you should not give any spaces like this. No. But here you can give spaces. Also within the variable name, you should not give spaces. You can give any number of spaces. It doesn't make a difference. We are not printing anything, so it is not displaying anything. If you want to print, we can print. We can also print like this. For example, name, comma, age, comma, temp, comma, married. All the 4 we are printing side by side. So you can see name is nothing but Krishna, age is nothing but 45, temp which is nothing but 34.45, and married has a value true. So all the 4 we are printing side by side. Otherwise we can use for statement. So let us see. For example, I am printing 2 values, name and age. Here it prints in a different line. If you want to print in a same line, you can say space age. You can give 2 variable names side by side, separated by comma. So it prints Krishna 45. Again, the spaces doesn't matter. For example, I'm giving spaces here. It doesn't matter. So let me click run. So it says Krishna and 45. One more important thing is Python is case sensitive language. That means if you give name and one more name, so these two are different. This variable will not get replaced with this value because I gave a capital letter. So this name is different, this name is different. So let me print name, comma, capital N-A-M-E, name. So here Krishna and Mohan, it is printing both, which means this name is different, this name is different. So we can give any combinations. This is a case sensitive language, so small letter is different, capital letter is different. I'm not talking about the value. Here suppose if I give like this, suppose if I give Krishna, this will get replaced because the variable name is same. The value I'm giving 2 times. So if I give like this will get replaced with the latest value because the variable name is same here. The capital K is getting printed. Second time I give capital K, first time I give small k. One more thing, for example, I am giving first name, some name, any name you can take. F name is equal to Krishna and L name, last name is equal to Mohan. And I want to combine these two, name equal to F name plus L name, and let us print name. So here this is called a string concatenation. F name is a string variable name which contains Krishna. L name is a string variable name which contains the value Mohan, and I am adding these two and assigning to a third variable called name, F name plus L name, and I am printing this name. So this is called a string concatenation. Let us run and see. So you can see name is Krishna Mohan. It concatenated both. This is called string concatenation because these two are strings, not numbers. Here you can see there is no space in between. If you want space, you can also mention like this. Not only variable names, you can also give constants. I am giving the space in between. So you can see all the three. F name Krishna, and then one space, and then L name is Mohan. All the three got concatenated and assigned to name, and we are printing this name Krishna Mohan. So this is called a string concatenation. Let us also print. So I am taking length of name. Len of name means, so what is the length of this name? See, it is 13. First time we are printing the name Krishna Mohan, and second time we are printing length of name, means it is the number of characters in this string, 13. So this is very useful function. We will see in the future what it is. So this is the operation on strings. Let us see some arithmetic operators. So I am giving, for example, a equal to 7. So a is a variable name and 7 is a constant value assigned to it, and I am saying b equal to 3 and c equal to a plus b, and let us print all the three, a comma b comma c. So you can see a value is 7, b value is 3, and c value is a plus b, that is 7 plus 3, 10. And another arithmetic operator is minus, that is subtraction. Let us see, a value is 7, b value 3, and c value is a minus b, 7 minus 3, that is 4. Similarly, for the multiplication we can use the star symbol. So let us see, 7, 3, and the product is 21. 7 3 are 21. So multiplication is the symbol. Again, you can give some spaces, it doesn't make any difference. Also, for division we use a forward slash. Click and see, you can see a value is 7, b value is 3, and c value is 7 by 3, that is 2.333. It is a floating point number. Automatically c is converted to a float because this expression gives a floating result. So you can see this one. If you want, we can also see print type of a. I'm giving here itself type of b, type of c. Click. You can see the type of a is an integer. The type of b is an integer again, but the type of c is a by b. It's a floating point value, so it is c. Type of c is float. There are a few more arithmetic operators. Let us see, for example, percentage. This percentage symbol is used for the remainder. This is also called the modulus operator, which gives the remainder. If you divide 7 by 3, remainder will be 1, right? In integer division, 3 2s are 6 and the remainder will be 1. So if you see, here the value c value is 1, and now it is an integer because 1 is an integer. So you can see, for example, if you divide 27 by 5, 5 5s are 25, the remainder will be 2. The percentage symbol, which is the modulus operator, gives this value. So let us use this same formula, 27 by 5, for example. So if we run, it gives 5 5s are 25, the remaining value is the 2. 2 is the remainder. If you divide it, you will get 5.4. This is called the quotient, but here this is a floating point number. And one more operator we will see, double forward slash is for the floor number. So let us see what. See, it says 5. So 5 5s are 25. So 0.4 is removed, the floor. Let us see what is floor. For example, 3.15. Take a number called 3.15. For this, floor is 3. And take a number called 3.75. For this also, floor is 3. And there is a ceiling, flooring and ceiling, right? For 3.15, ceiling number is 4. For 3.75 also, ceiling number is 4. Whereas for the round function, for example, for 3.15 it will be 3. For 3.75 it will be 4, because 3.5 or more it will be rounded to 4, less than 3.5 it will be rounded to 3. So this is called round. Whereas floor means it always goes down, whether it is 3.15 or 3.75, whether it is less than 3.5 or greater than or equal to 3.5, it will be 3 only. Floor is always 3 and ceiling is always 4, the next number. For the negative numbers, for 3.15, floor is minus 4, because minus 4 is smaller than 3.15. For 3.15, seal is minus 3, because minus 3 is bigger than minus 3.15. It is just a reverse actually in minus numbers. Similarly, for minus 3.75 also, minus 4 is the floor. Minus 4 is the smaller than minus 3.5. Similarly, minus 3 is the ceiling for this number. It's just a reverse in negative numbers. So this is the operator for finding the floor number. So let us try to round it instead. I'm saying round. Let me remove this one and let me only print C value. C is equal to A by B. Let us print. So this one says 5.4. If you round it, it will be 5, because it is less than 5.5. There are separate functions for floor. For example, here we have to include import math functions. These are math functions. So math floor. If you give like this is also 5. If I say math seal, 5 point anything will be 6. In case of seal, 5 point anything will be 5 in case of floor, but in case of round, if it is 0.5 or more, it will be 6. If it is less than 0.5, it will be 5. The basic mathematical operators which we have seen: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and of course round, floor and seal. This much we need, not more than that. If you do not understand, just try to practice, you will understand. These are very easy things. So far we have always given the constant. For example, I assigned a value called Krishna to name and I am printing that name. Instead of this, let us input from the keyboard. Here, input. Input is a reserved word of Python and it reads from keyboard. So I am saying name equal to input. Click and it is waiting for you to enter your name. Here I am entering Krishna Mohan. So whatever you enter, it will be assigned to name, and now we are printing it. When it is waiting for us to input, it's not giving any message, right? So we don't understand. Instead of that, what we will do, we'll give some message here. Here within quotes, I'm saying, what is your name? If I click run, now it says, it gives this message, what is your name, and waits for your input. Here I am giving Krishna Mohan and enter. So it prints Krishna Mohan. So instead of that, let us print something meaningful. Here I am saying hello, comma, name. So this is a constant value. We are printing hello, and then we are printing the value of name which we inputted. Click run. So now it says what is your name? I am entering something Satvik. Enter, and it says hello Satvik. Hello, and the value of name which we have input. Here it is waiting immediately after this name, right? If you want to wait for next line, here you can say \n, which means you can see what is your name, and it is waiting in the next line, which means we are printing a new line. So it is going to the next line and waiting. So I'm giving value Satvik and enter. Until you enter whatever value you take, it will take. And then the next statement is printing hello and your name. Hello and your name. And let us also input something, age. Input within quotes, I'm saying what is your age. And here let us print you are, comma, print age, comma, years old. So it's nothing but here it prints the value of the age you have input, and here prints some string. Your, for example, if you enter 6 years old, this is a constant string, this is a constant string within double quote, and this is the variable name. So it takes the value which we input here. What is your name? Satvik. What is your age? 11. And it says hello Satvik, you are 11 years old. I'm just printing your, a constant value, and the variable name, it takes the value 11 and years old. But here one thing we have to understand, the input statement takes a string, not a number. Although we are giving a number, because string can have alphabets, numbers, special characters, anything. For example, I'm clicking here, name I'm giving Satvik, and yes, when it says I'm entering some junk, it will simply take this junk and says your, whatever junk you entered, years old, because the input statement takes a string, not the number. So that is the reason, if you want to do any arithmetic operations on this one, you have to convert it. For example, let me say int of this one. So I'm trying to convert this into int. And now let us say some value a is equal to age plus 10, and print you will be C years old after 10 years. I'm just adding the 10 to the age and saying you will be C. That is, if I enter 11, it will be 11 plus 10, 21, right? 21 years old after 10 years. So I'm saying Satvik 11. It says, you can see you're 11 years old, you'll be 21 years old after 10 years. Why I'm printing this? To show this got converted to the integer, age got converted to integer, so that the addition arithmetic operation could be performed. Suppose let us not convert it here to int. So as we discussed, the input will take a string. So now the age will have a string. Let us execute. Satvik and 11. So it gives an error because here age is a string. Although we gave 11 as a number, it is considered as a string. String and number cannot be added. So that is the reason we have to convert it. Either here, you can also convert here if you want. Int of age plus 10, you can say like that. You can see the operation got performed because we converted into integer. So this is called a typecasting. So we can see typecasting and all these things next week. There are so many things need to be learned. We cannot learn everything at once. Try to watch this video as many times as you want and practice all the aspects which we discussed in the today's session. Here in the previous example we have seen a is equal to int of input how old are you. We are reading a value and converting into int and assigning to age, and let us print age. Your age years old. Let us print and see. I'm entering 11 here. It simply says you're 11 years old. We know input takes a string, right? What if the user enters some characters here? 11J, for example, maybe by overlook he entered. So it simply throws the error. Is there any error in the code? No. We are reading a value and we are converting into int and assigning it. There is no error in the code, but it is throwing an error just because user entered a wrong value. Instead of number, he entered some character, and we are trying to convert into an integer, which is not possible because j cannot be an integer. So it is throwing an error. So these kind of errors are called runtime errors. There is no error in the code, but while runtime, the user enters some character by mistake and it throws an error and it comes out of the program. So what to do in that case? Of course, user can run it again and enter correctly. But what if this program is asking for 100 fields and in the 99th field or 100th field user enters some error? So it will simply throw an error and it will come out of the program, and the user has to run the program again and he has to enter all the 100 fields, right? So for that purpose, what we need to do is we have to handle these errors, these kind of errors, runtime errors, that is called exception handling. This is a little bit advanced concept. We will learn towards the end of the course, but this is very important in the practical applications. But for learning purpose, this may not be required. But if you want to develop anything useful, you will also have to learn exception handling. So we will learn all those things later. I will tell you about some formatting in print command. For example, I am giving table equal to 19, multiple equal to 2, and product equal to table into multiple. We are multiplying table and multiple. Here, if you print simply print table multiple product, it will print side by side. There are a lot of formatting functions available within this print statement. Here I am giving, for example, within the quotes, double quotes, I am giving %d, 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 and here I am giving percentage symbol and putting these variables within parentheses. What this does is it will give the flexibility to add anything you want. For example, let us see. So this is also printing the similar to earlier, but here I am giving x. Here I am giving equal to just some character. So you can see it has given some meaningful format, right? Percentage D is used for integer variable names. Percentage F is for floating point, float numbers. Percentage S for string, etc. These are all integer type, right? These are all integer type. So I'm using percentage D for all the three. For example, here I'm giving one loop which I will discuss next week. Just for showing the formatting, I am giving for loop, say for multiple in range 1, 11, and I am giving colon. I am giving some indentation which is required, but these for loop, if condition and all that I will discuss next week. Here instead of giving multiple fixed value 2, I am saying multiple take from 1 to 10, not 11. 11 will not be taken. Here in range 1 to 11 means 1 to 10 it will take. I click run. Yeah, here we used multiple, right? Multiple is here. So let us take this. Just to show you some formatting. You can see it is printing 19 1 ja, 19 2 ja like that. But the formatting, if you see, is not perfect. This number is up to here, this number is up to here, this number is up to here. Here 9 is here, 10 is here. See, here I want to give some formatting. For example, this one I am giving percentage 3D, means this table number, the 19 will get printed in the 3 spaces. Let us click and see. The first, there is one more space is there, so 3 spaces. Similarly, let us give 3D for this multiple. Let us also give 3D for the product. Now if you see, there is a perfect formatting. 3 spaces for table, 3 spaces for multiple, and 3 spaces for the product. You can see the format is very clear format. So there are so many such formatting we will learn next week. Not only the formatting, we will also learn if conditions, we will also learn for loops. These are most important things. Do not worry if you do not understand this formatting or if you do not understand this for loop. So we have not discussed yet. This is just to show you some basic formatting in the print command. There are so many such options. We will see next week. So I will keep this live open for some time. If you have any questions, type it in the live chat. Thank you. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon so that you will get the notifications. Also, I request you please like the video and share it with your friends so that they will also benefit. Please do not forget to give your feedback in the comment section. Thank you.